It all began when Maria's father brought home a box of scientific equipment from his teaching laboratory, where lucky students were shown how to do chemistry experiments. Little Maria was instantly drawn to the gleaming glass test tubes, beakers and flasks that sat before her, which cried out to be filled with strange substances she could examine. She was determined to learn how all the equipment worked, and to one day use it in experiments of her own. Did you know? Scientists use thermometers in experiments to find out how hot a substance is in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. Maria had 4 siblings: Zofia, Yusef, Bronisława, and Helena. The children of 2 teachers, they all went on to be scientists and educators, except for Zofia, who died when she was a child. Władysław Skłodowski, Maria's father, had encouraged his children's scientific curiosity from an early age, being a man of science himself. For many years, he had taught mathematics and physics at a gymnasium, a European high school specializing in advanced education. At the time of Maria's birth in 1867, Warsaw was in the part of Poland that was under the Russian Empire's control. For most of a century, Poland had not been an independent country. It was divided up between Austria, Prussia, and Russia. When Maria was a teenager, the Russian Tsar Alexander II was killed by revolutionary students. Maria and her best friend Kaja were so happy to learn of his death that they celebrated by dancing on the tops of their classroom desks. Russian rulers. A Tsar is another word for emperor. Tsar Alexander II was one of several emperors who ruled the Russian Empire in the 1800s. One of the Russian rules forced on the Polish people was the banning of the Polish language from schools, including in textbooks and in students' writing tasks. Maria and Kaja were happy because they felt that the Tsar unfairly controlled their part of Poland. Life was not easy for most Polish people in Warsaw, and Maria's family, despite her parents' well-paid jobs, were no exception to this rule. Polish patriots, people who love and support their country, such as the Skłodowskis, were banned from openly expressing any pride in their own country. But despite this, Władysław Skłodowski still refused to follow the Russian rules, and he was fired from his teaching job. Maria's father wanted his children to feel the same way as him about their home country, even though he knew it meant they could get into trouble. So, Maria followed in the footsteps of her parents. She became determined to show pride in her country, against Russian rules. And this was not the only thing young Maria felt passionately about. Her childhood curiosity for her father's old lab equipment had planted the seeds of another certainty in her mind. Maria was going to become a scientist, no matter what.
Life is not easy for any of us. We must have perseverance, and above all, confidence in ourselves.
Marie Curie, circa 1893.